So fine, good afternoon to you all students. So hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and you all are doing well. So I hope by God's grace you all are safe. So pray to God daily for your health, your studies, your food and environment and your parents. Okay students. So warm greetings to you all students. So welcome to our today's online class. So this period is computer science for you. So please all of you take your computer textbooks in your hand. So students, please all of you take your computer textbooks in your hand. So listen carefully what are things I am going to teach. Okay students. So now we are continuously studying. Last week onwards continuously we are studying the chapter 5. Isn't it? So what's the title of your chapter students? Python variables and operators. So now we are continuously studying on important 5-mark question. What's the important 5-mark question students? Tokens, isn't it? So tokens, what are things you have studied till yesterday? What are things you have studied students? What do you mean by token? Tokens, then identifiers, keywords, then operators. So inside the operators, what are the operators you have studied students? Arithmetic operator, logical operator, relational operator, comparative operator, isn't it? So today you are going to study about conditional operator. Okay, very important 3-mark question. Most expected, very important 3-mark question. Okay students, so please mark it now itself. For different conditional operator, very important 3-mark question. So sometimes they will ask other name. So what's the other name of conditional operator? Means ternary operator. Okay students, so what's the other name of conditional operator? Ternary operator. Okay students, so why we are so important 1-mark question also. Other name of conditional operator is dash, ternary operator. Sometimes in a question paper they will ask define ternary operator. So that also the same answer only you need to write. Okay, so what's the first point? So conditional operator other name is called which operator? Ternary operator. Okay, so this operator always so evaluate the conditions. Okay, whatever you are giving, so it will evaluate based on a condition. Okay, ternary operator always evaluate based on what condition you are giving. So based on that it will decide the answer will be true or false. Okay, ternary operator is a condition. So based on the condition it will decide and give the answer as which one, true or false. Okay, so what's the main use of this ternary operator means, listen carefully. So instead of writing 3 or 4 lines to check a particular condition, so normally we will write now. So last in C++ you have studied. For example, if A less than B, you will write some statements, then else, then another one open brace curly brace. Like this you will write nearly 5 to 7 lines, isn't it? So to avoid or replacing of writing multiple lines for checking the condition if and else, you can check if and else in the same line. Understood students? So instead of checking this condition if and else in multiple lines, 5 or 7 lines, so you can able to check the condition in a single line or the same line. So only you are using or calling this operator is called what? Ternary operator. Okay, so what's the meaning of ternary operator? So ternary operator replace the multi-line or multiple if-else statements. So instead of that you can check the if-else statement in a same line. Understood students? Very important 3-mark question. So what's the first point students? Condition operator other name is ternary operator. So it will evaluate based on the condition and it will decide the answer and give the answer is true or false, isn't it? So and also what's the main use? Instead of checking the condition is multiple lines, you can able to check the condition in a same line or a single line. Okay, so what's the syntax? So what's the common syntax for conditional operator means, listen carefully. So first you need to give the variable name. Okay, what's the common syntax students? You need to give the variable name equal to, first you need to give on true, one condition. So true or false, maybe it's a true or false, one condition. Then if is a keyword, then you are going to give another one test expression, testing condition. Maybe it's a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. First you will give some value. Okay, then you are giving keyword if, then you are giving the expression. So maybe it's a less than or equal to. Else means false. So 3 or 4 lines you are going to write, that one you are writing in a same line. Okay, with the example I'll explain, then only you will get understand. See. So this example is very important. So listen carefully. From this example, the same way they will ask 1-mark questions. Okay, 1-mark question. Listen carefully. So listen. First they are giving the what's a syntax variable, isn't it? So variable equal minimum equal to. Now what's the next one? On true. So that means one value they are giving. Minimum equal to 50. So what's the minimum value they have given, students? Minimum value is 50 minimum. Then if they are giving 49 is less than 50. Condition is 49 is less than 50, isn't it? So whether condition is true or false, students? 49 is less than 50 or not? 49 is less than 50 or not? Yes, condition is true. So if your condition is true means what answer you will get as the output, students? 50. So once if the condition is false, for example 49 is not less than 50, at that time only you will get the answer is your answer is go to which part? Else part. Okay, so first say the first one. So listen carefully. Like this example they have given and give the answer minimum equal to 50 or minimum equal to 70. So you will get confused. So which answer I need to write. So don't confuse it. Listen, student. How you need to find out means first you need to check the value. What's the minimum value they have given? 50. So your minimum value is 50. Your condition is 49 is less than 50. Yes, condition is true or false? Yes, true. So your condition is true means what answer you will get? Answer is 50. Sometimes your condition is false means only your answer you will get is 70. So what's the first answer, students? Your answer is 50. Okay. See the second one. Minimum value is 50 but 49 is greater than 50. Condition is true or false? Whether 49 is greater than 50? No. So your condition is false. So what answer you will get? 50 or 70? 70. Minimum value is 70. Okay, students? Understood? So what last year or not last year, before that year, the same question they asked, they will get confused. They asked, why ma'am, they have given the minimum value is 50 only. But here, see 49 is greater than 50. So why you can't be right, the value is 50. That's wrong. Okay. 49 is greater than 50. Your condition gets false. False means automatically go to which part, students? 70. So they get the confusion. Minimum they have given 50, no? So how you will get the answer 70? It's not thing. So condition is false means automatically go to which part? Else part. So answer is 70. Understood the concept, student? So conditional operator, the question they ask means you should write the definition, then syntax, then this till this example you need to write. Possible means write the example, otherwise leave it. Okay. So another one program they have given for testing the conditional operator. Okay. So listen carefully. They are giving the value of A and B is 30 and 20. Okay. The value of A is now what? 30 and the value of B is 20. Okay. So what's the name of this line, students? Yesterday you have studied, no? What's the name of this line? Line starts with a hash symbol means command line, isn't it? So whether the compiler will take or interpreter will take this line to execute? No. This is all for your understanding. So they have given the two values, A equal to 30 and B equal to 20. Now they are giving minimum equal to A. So what's the minimum value now? 30. A means 30. If A less than B, 30 is less than B. But the condition is true, students. A less than B, that 30 is less than 20. But the condition true? No. So else B. If the condition is false means what answer you will get? B. So what's the value of B now? 20. So what answer you will get? 20. Understood? So they are printing the statement. Sometimes they will give like this also. So if they ask the question like this means with a pencil you can substitute the values and find it. Value of A is 30. Then if A 30 less than 20, else B value is 20. Then easily you can find it. So same line if you are finding means you will get confused. So only I am telling. Next we are going to print the minimum value of A and B is min. So what's the minimum value, students, now? Condition false. So minimum value is 20. Understood the concept, students, all of you? So very, very important question, conditional operator or ternary operator. Okay, students? Okay. So next topic is delimiters. Okay, what's the next topic, students? Delimiters. Okay. So delimiters are nothing but it's a some symbols. Okay. So what's the name of delimiters? What's the name? So don't think delimiter means some other new word. Okay. Delimiter means nothing but it's a symbol. Okay. Collection of some symbols. We can say collection of some symbol. Okay. So delimiters are the symbols and symbol combinations. Combination means collection. So symbol means, for example, you can say comma, full stop, plus equal to. That's a symbol combination. So this and all we can use in list, strings, dictionaries, etc. Okay. So they have given lot of symbols in the tabular column. Okay. So in this delimiter question, if they ask means no need to write all the symbols. Among this, for your understanding, as per your wish, which is easy for you. Among that, you can note it down any 4 or 5. Okay, student. So among these symbols, you can write 4 or 5 symbols. Okay. So what do you mean by delimiter, students? Delimiter is a symbol. Symbols are symbol collections. So mainly used to represent what? List or dictionaries and strings. So these are the collection of some symbols. You can write any 5 symbols as an example. Understood? Okay. So next one is literals. Okay. So literals, what do you mean by literals? So literals means, listen. So it is a data, some data given along with variable or a constant. Okay. For example, if you need to represent some numbers in a exponent form, means you will give the numbers along with the variable e. Isn't it? Exponent e. So just like literal is a raw data, you are giving some variable along with a constant or number, that is called literal. Understood? So there are different types of literal. They commonly they have divided into 3 types. Okay. So what are the 3 types of literal, students? Numeric literal, string literal and Boolean literal. Okay. There are how many types of literals are there? Totally 3 types. What are they? Numeric literal, string literal and Boolean literal. Okay. So first one is numeric literals. Okay. So for the 5 mark question tokens, you need to start from there. Token. Okay. From there to till this literals you need to explain. Okay. So no need to write full. Literals means that 3 enough. Numeric literal, Boolean literal, string literal. Okay. Then, so what do you mean by numeric literal? What do you mean by numeric? Numeric means normally you know it's a number. Isn't it? So they are telling numeric literal means it's a digits. Number means digits. Okay. So that digits are unchangeable. What's the meaning of unchangeable? Immutable means unchangeable. You cannot able to change that numbers format. Okay, student. So numeric literal means it consists of digits or numbers. So that format you cannot be change or immutable. Immutable means unchangeable. Okay. So numeric literals also again they are divided into 3 types. Okay. Numeric literals also again they are divided into how many types, students? 3 types. Okay. What are they means? Integer, float and complex. Okay. So integer numeric literals are divided into how many types again? 3 types. What are they? Integer, float and complex. What do you mean by numeric literal, students? So numeric literal means always it will represent the numbers or digits. So their digits you cannot able to change. So numeric literals are again divided into 3 types. What are they? Integer, float and complex. So next we are going to study one example program for to demonstrate this one numeric literals. Okay. So in the program they have given 4 variables. So see, listen, students. So what are the 4 variables? A, B, C and D. Okay, 4 variables A, B, C and D. So in the A they are giving some numbers 0, B, 1, 0, 1, 0. So it's a binary numbers. Normally the numbers comes with 1 and 0 means you know that's a which number, students? Binary number. So to identify that one they are giving the variable as B. So what's the first thing? Binary literals, isn't it? So see, next one is B equal to 100. So 100 means it's a normal number, isn't it? So normal number means we can say it's a decimal. This and last year you have studied octal. What do you mean by binary number? What do you mean by decimal number? What do you mean by octal? What do you mean by hexadecimal, isn't it? Then see, then octal. So the number starts with O. The number starts with O means you can identify that number is a which number? Octal number. Then OX, number starts with OX means you need to say that number is a hexadecimal. Understood? So what do you mean by literals? So it's a raw data. You need to use some variables or constant along with numbers. So you are using B, O, OX to identify this is a particular, this is belong to particular format, isn't it? So 4 variables you are giving. What are the 4 variables? A, B, C, D. A they are giving binary number 1 and 0. B it's a normal number, so decimal. Then C octal, so the number starts with O. Then D means OX, that is hexadecimal. Okay. Next you are going to print all the literals, integer literals. You are going to print in which form, students? Integer format, that's a normal number format. Binary number, decimal number, all the things you are going to print in which format, students? Integer formats. So what are the numbers? A, B, C and D. These 3 numbers you are, 4 variables are 4. You are going to print in which format? Integer format. Okay, students, integer means normal numbers. 1, 2, 3, 100 like that. Okay. Next one is float. So float also you are giving two numbers. What do you mean by float? Numbers with decimal points. See, two float numbers, float 1 and float 2. So float 1, first number you are giving, to differentiate that one only they are giving float 1 and float 2. That based on your wish you can give any variable. So first floating number they are given is 10.5. Second number they are giving 1.5 e2. What do you mean by this one? Exponent form. Okay, so this two number they are given. Next you are going to printing the float numbers. So in the print statement I am giving float literals. So float literals are given. What are the variables? Float 1 and float 2. So you need to call what are the variables? Float 1 comma float 2. Understood? So integer over float over. What's the third thing? Complex. So complex number is a combination of real and imaginary part, isn't it? So I am giving the variable called x equal to 1 plus 3.14j. So 1 is the real part and 3.14j is the imaginary part. Next I am going to print the complex literal. So complex literals is giving in which variable, students? X. So you need to call variable x. So next also listen carefully. I am going to print imaginary part separately and real part separately. Okay, so you have assigned the variable x equal to where x. So imaginary part of x. So imaginary part of x I am going to print x dot. This imaginary part is represented by a variable imagine, imag. Okay, and the real part of x. So the real part I am going to represent as x dot real. Understood, students? So I am going to print the real part and imaginary part in separate. Now you are going to run the program. So see the output. So all these four things are you are going to convert in a integer normal number format. So the automatically the program converted into number format. See 10, 100, 200, 300. So these numbers are converted into 10. So first one is integer format is 10. Second one is normal 100. This integer format is 200 and this number integer format is 300. Then float. See float. First one is 10.5. So exponent form is e power 2. So 250 point will be go to 2 place after. Then complex literals. What are the imaginary part of x? So what's the imaginary part, students, here? 3.14. So what's the real part here? 1.0. Understood, students? The real part and imaginary part understood? So you are going to print the real part and imaginary part separate. What's the real part here? 1. So real part of is 1 and the imaginary part is what? 3.14. So understood this program, student? Okay. So today's study portion is listen, students. What are things you have studied? Conditional operator, very very important question. The conditional operator, then delimiters and this literals. Define literals and the type of literals, then integer literals. So all the things you should study and write it and see. Very very important questions. Okay, students. So don't waste time, students. Utilize the time now. Whatever thing you are getting. So what are the things you are studying? Please study, write it and see once. That only I am telling from the first itself. Okay, this is a homework for you, students. So study and write it and see. Thank you, students. Take care.